Hello everyone, welcome to Saved by Grace Creation. I'm going to do a tutorial today on making buttons from book page and various other items that you can use as well. These are just a few examples of the ones that I've made, and I still have some drying over here, so let's get to it. I started with adhering 4 or 5 book pages together, but I wasn't happy with how sturdy they were, so I decided I would like to use cardboard. So I took a book page and adhered it to the cardboard, and I determined I really don't need to do anything with the reverse side because it's going to be sewn down. So you really only need to put book page on one side of the cardboard. Okay, let's see, it's not going to punch for me now that I'm filming this. Let's do it over here. It's pretty easy, actually. I probably just hit that wrong. From there, I distressed the button. As you know, I like things vintagey and like to have them looking older than they are, so distressing is my way of doing that. And at this point, I punch the holes for the actual button, trying to keep them in line with the wording on the book page and centered on the button. And now, before you put the crystal glaze on, you can stamp an image on here using your small stamps, like I've done here. Or this one, for instance, has a word stamped on it. Then you use the crystal glaze to give it more of a glossy look. And you don't need much. I just go around the edge, and this glaze will basically flow to the center of the button, trying not to fill the holes of the button, because once this dries, you will not be able to sew through that glaze. So if you do get it in the holes, use a brush to push it away, or possibly blow through the holes just to get the glaze out of there, so that you will be able to sew these buttons on after they dry. I usually let these dry overnight. It's just safer that way. And then you are free to use them any way you desire. I also started using just pattern paper. I have all kinds of scraps, as I'm sure we all do, and these are perfect for all your scrap papers. I also thought, why not type up certain words that you might not have stamps for, type them on your computer. You could also use names of people. If you're giving someone a journal and you want the buttons to have their names on it, you could certainly do that. People, photos of people that you have, old photos, probably, I don't know, it might not fit perfectly on these buttons, but certainly we have enough of old photos that we could try and cut some up and see how it would work. And obviously these buttons aren't as thick as regular buttons, so the use of them being in your journal is really, adequate, because when you flip the page over to do your journaling, this is not going to be bulky and hinder you from your writing. And it's also not going to make your journal very bulky as well, because Lord knows we put so much stuff into our journals that we already have them bulky enough. I liked putting thread through the center of the buttons, not necessarily sewing them on. This one, I put the thread through the center, tied a knot, and just glued it onto this lace. So you don't necessarily have to sew them on. If that's your preference, you can just do it this way. On this version, I put two buttons together. I put the smaller button and then the larger button on the bottom, and just use the thread to adhere them together, and left a thread dangling off the edge because I just thought it was a different element for your journals. So like I said, the sky is the limit with these. It will be addicting, and it's fun to make a whole bunch of these, mass making, and just have them set aside in a little container ready to add them. You could even put all the threads through them so they're just ready for you to adhere into your journals. So you could use Christmas paper, Easter paper, I mean, Halloween images, so many different things. Obviously, I had two different size circle punches, so this created the smaller buttons. And I'm sure if you even have other punches, maybe a heart or I don't know, a star or a flower or a pumpkin, you could make buttons out of those as well. So I would love to see your take on this. Please post some pictures of what you've done, and let's share with everybody and get the inspiration going. So I hope you have a great day. Come back and join me soon. And that's it for today. Thank you.